Two titans in ultraportables go head-to-head in 2025. Which one really delivers? On the left, the silent powerhouse, ultra-thin MacBook Air. And on the right, the elegant touch, Windows Essential, Surface Laptop 5. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. Here's a quick mind map of everything we're going to look at side by side. Price, performance, battery life, design and build, display, ecosystem and OS, ports and connectivity, and yeah, gaming and multimedia. Grab a snack, and let's roll through these. Let's start with the wallet buster, price. First up, the MacBook Air. Known for its high resale value, so hey, if you want to sell it in a couple years, not bad. Plus, Apple throws in some student discounts, which is honestly pretty sweet. Downside though, that 15-inch model, kind of pricey at first blush. Now the Surface Laptop 5 is surprisingly competitive, also with student discounts, so that's nice. But heads up, fewer entry-level configs, so you can't customize as much for the lowest price. All things considered, this round feels like a tie. Performance! Okay, Apple's M2 chip, I gotta say, is noticeably snappier for multi-core stuff. Video editing, creative workloads, all that. And the Air is fanless, so it's pretty much silent. Like for real, not even an option to hear it purr. Stamina-wise, yep, it holds out longer too. Downsides, still not really a gamer's machine, so keep that in mind. With the Surface Laptop 5, you get those strong Intel 12th Gen chips, sharp for those single-thread tasks. Think spreadsheets blasting through numbers. But you push it, it'll start throttling under heavier loads, and honestly, graphics don't quite match the M2 oomph. Winner for pure performance and chill vibes, MacBook Air. Battery life. Oh man, the MacBook Air is just like the king here. We're talking best in class, up to 18 hours. You can basically leave your charger at home half the time. It even sips power in standby. Surface Laptop 5. Well, it's good, but we're talking 8 to 10 hours on average. And if you grab that fancy OLED screen, expect the battery to take an extra hit. It drains quick under heavy use too. That's a pretty clear win for the Air. Oh, and here's something cool you might not know. The MacBook Air is 100% fanless. Like totally silent. No whirring or buzzing. Surface Laptop 5 actually needs a cooling fan to keep things running, especially when you crank up performance. Not a huge deal, but if you're sensitive to noise, that's something to think about. Design and build time. So, the Air is crazy thin and light. Seriously, it feels almost unreal. All aluminum, super premium, plus that haptic touchpad is kind of addictive once you try it. Only thing though, Apple's not exactly adventurous with colors here. Surface Laptop 5 ups the game with a sleek metal chassis. Throw in a touchscreen and pen support, and look at that, multiple colors. So, if you want a bit of style or actually need touchscreen, it's kind of awesome. Although, it's a smidge heavier and not fanless. So, it does make some noise sometimes. You know what? Both are stunners in their own way. So this round's a tie. Let's talk displays. The MacBook Air packs a brighter, super crisp Retina panel at 500 nits. And with the 15-inch option, you get more real estate for movies, work, whatever. Downside, no touchscreen, which is kind of wild in 2025. Surface Laptop 5, it's got a touchscreen. And pen support is honestly a game changer if you doodle, design, or just like swiping through stuff. The resolution is sharp, but look, max brightness hits just 400 nits. So the Air is better in sunlight, hands down. Overall, display goes to MacBook Air for sheer clarity and brightness. Ecosystem and OS. Maybe the deal breaker for some folks. With the MacBook Air, if you're in the Apple universe, you're pretty much unstoppable. Handoff, AirDrop, universal clipboard. It all just works. Switching between iPhone, iPad, and MacBook is honestly effortless. Only hitch? Once you're in, you're kind of locked in. The Surface Laptop 5 is obviously best pals with Windows and Office 365. Great for business, sharing files across PCs and tablets. But if you're dreaming of using iOS stuff natively, nope, doesn't happen. Apple's ecosystem wins this round, no contest. Ports and connectivity. The MacBook Air, it keeps things pretty simple. You get MagSafe, which is nice. 2 Thunderbolt/USB 4. But here's the catch. Only one external display can be hooked up. Frustrating if you want a monitor wall setup. Then there's the Surface Laptop 5, Thunderbolt 4, USB-A, USB-C. So you've got options, and you can actually connect up to 2 external 4K screens at 60 Hz. That's super handy. Annoyingly, there's no SD card slot, but let's be real, not many people use those nowadays. Still, the win for ports goes to the Surface. And finally, gaming and multimedia. The MacBook Air speakers, shockingly loud and crisp for such a thin laptop. Perfect for movies, YouTube, Netflix, but gaming? Well, just don't. No touchscreen either. Surface Laptop 5, on the other hand, well, you can play more AAA Windows games. Plus, the touchscreen actually makes watching and drawing a lot more fun. But it can get hot under load, and truth be told, it's not built for hardcore gaming either. If you're chasing media and light gaming, Surface takes it. Here's the head-to-head chart. You can see MacBook Air edges ahead in performance, battery, display, and ecosystem stuff, while Surface Laptop 5 shines with ports and media. Pretty close on design and price, honestly. Kind of surprised by how many categories come down to those little details. So, here's my honest 2 cents. The MacBook Air M2, total powerhouse if you want battery that just keeps going. Performance with zero fan noise, and that super tight Apple ecosystem. Surface Laptop 5, though, that's your pick if touchscreen and pen are must-haves. You need better external display support, or you live in the Microsoft world for work and play. Different vibes, but each has their sweet spot. If this comparison helped you out, bookmark this page for more. And hey, subscribe or follow so you don't miss the next big tech face-off. I've got plenty more coming your way.